More bullish than ever before. Today might be the day where Bitcoin crosses 100,000 USD. We're literally a 2.5% pump away as I'm recording this video. Maybe by the time you're watching it, you can already celebrate 100K BTC. And there's so many things that are going on right now on the macro level, but also on the charts. And it's always like this in a bull run, in the early stages of the actual bull run, where Bitcoin is just front running and is just demonstrating that Bitcoin is still king, which reflects on the charts in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, which is a percentage of Bitcoin's market cap relative to the total size of all cryptocurrencies. And we're right now up only ever since mid 2022, and altcoins seem to not recover ever. Altcoins seem to just be lagging behind. Besides a few meme coins that are pulling crazy returns over a very short amount of time, we don't really see anything besides Bitcoin pumping, right? Ethereum lagging behind, all major alts lagging behind and are still kind of sleepy. But this is the exact time where everybody thinks now, okay, this bull run is going to be different. This time it's different. The famous words, this time it's different. And then it's exactly something like this that will happen, where the Bitcoin dominance peaks out and just massively collapses and literally cuts in half. And that's when altcoins are rallying. And this is not going to be because Bitcoin is dumping, but rather because altcoins will just massively outperform. And you can see now here on TradingView, the Bitcoin dominance up only ever since, pretty much May 2021. We've gone sideways for a bit, and then late 2022, we have been going up only for the past 2 years. But this will come to an end sooner or later. And I think you need to be all in on alts if you want to achieve crazy returns. I wouldn't gamble trying to kind of time the top for the Bitcoin dominance and then rotate into alts. I would do this rotation now if I had any BTC, and I don't actually have any BTC, nor do I hold any ETH, but that's just me. Anyways, this is exactly what it is. Ignas putting into words here. Bitcoin pumps first, altcoins will follow. That was a play in the previous cycle, but some believe this won't happen this time as BTC's positioning has changed. And there's always a new meta, new narrative, a new reason why new liquidity is flooding into the markets, and then people will somehow turn this into kind of something that this time is different, but it's not going to be different. Altcoins will have their run sooner than later. Chris also saying this, Bitcoin strength sows seeds of doubt in alts, and those seeds of doubt are what create the next opportunity. And it feels like right now we are at the verge of a massive alt season. I know we've been saying this for the past 6-8 months, but I might continue saying this for the next 6 to 8 months if it doesn't happen, right? Just the bigger the dominance climbs, the higher it climbs, the harder it will fall, right? And that means just the overall market size will explode, right? Which means right now I think we're at around 4 trillion in terms of crypto market cap as a whole. We are at 3.3 actually, so a lot of people calling for 10 trillion. It might actually be a lot higher than that, right? Gold alone is 17 trillion. So what if we just go to 15 or 20 trillion? That could trigger a massive alt season. Anyways, that's all about that. In terms of Bitcoin itself, to put that into perspective as well, Bitcoin is now bigger than the top 3 banks in the world combined, which are JP Morgan, Bank of America, and ICBC, the IC Bank of China. 1.85 trillion for Bitcoin, and well, less than that for all these banks, which is cool. Nature is healing. Bitcoin is the people's money, and continues to be so. And we're also seeing now, for the first time in years, retail coming back in. Coinbase, the #1 iOS App Store finance app in the US, and also we're seeing Phantom, the #1 utilities app on the App Store in the US. So fresh people are getting onboarded. They come for the memes, I guess, and they probably stay for the simplicity and for the accessibility of crypto as a whole. And eventually, there's also going to be a new airdrop season. There's going to be different narratives, different metas, right? So I think this will all spill over into other directions. The Trump team also now considers to create the first ever White House crypto role. And this would obviously fit very well into his words at Bitcoin Nashville earlier this year, where he was saying that the US is going to become the kind of crypto hub or crypto capital, I think something along those lines. And Gary Gensler resigned now. Elon Musk is on board, implemented Doge literally as a government kind of entity. So yeah, it's all coming together and all is lining up for the biggest bull we've ever seen, which is supposed to come in 2025. We also see Vivek now, the partner in crime for Elon Musk on the Doge department. And they also announced that they're going to launch Dogecast, which is a podcast for the Department of Government Efficiency that is hosted by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. So yeah, this is going to change also the way how governments interact with the people. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes out of this, if they also show crypto. I know Vivek is also big on crypto. Elon is probably also very, very big on crypto. I mean, he definitely is big on Doge, but in terms of the entire industry, I think he's always been a little bit like hesitant. There was a time where he bought Bitcoin and then sold it to test liquidity. I guess now, 3 years later, yeah, it's time for him to properly build out a strategic plan on how the US can become first and market leader for crypto developments and make America the home of crypto, right? Which is also why this whole US-based coins or teams kind of meta is very interesting, because that means these teams can actually now or don't have to worry that much about regulation and getting cracked down on or getting sued or whatever and having to pay huge fines or going to jail. They don't have to worry too much about that if they keep their promises. But yeah, that would be very bullish for US-based coins, which is also why Ripple is pumping, Hedera is pumping, Agoric, Koreum, and Akash Network, and many more. Even dYdX is partially US-based at least. So yeah, that might be an interesting meta as well. Speaking of dYdX, they have crossed 15 million USDC deposited into Megavault within 24 hours. In fact, it's over $20 million right now, $24 million as I'm recording this. The APR is obviously dropping here as more liquidity comes in. This is obviously just very, very high in the beginning with very thin liquidity, or TVL basically. But the more people are depositing here, the lower the APR will get, because this is purely based on a revenue share. This is not some artificially inflated incentive or artificially subsidized incentive like it was with other stablecoin deposit APR promises. But this is actually just a revenue share from the dYdX platform, which has been around for many years and has been on Cosmos since a year and a half or something like that. And yeah, Megavault is something you should do your homework on. And if you have stables, native USDC, native noble USDC, which is fully IBC native, then I think it makes sense to check out Megavault. Obviously, there are risks attached. I'm not saying this is entirely risk-free. Nothing is risk-free. Crypto in the first place is huge risk. And then depositing stables into Megavault also has risks, so you just have to be aware of that. But I also shared it here. I also shared it in a video yesterday. We can learn more about it and also learn all about the risks. In terms of dYdX markets, they added 13 new listings or markets yesterday alone. And this is really the cool thing about what a community can do. The community can now permissionlessly add those new markets, those new tokens on dYdX, which is a perps DEX layer 1 blockchain made in Cosmos that is pulling insane volumes, like hundreds of millions every single day. And dYdX at this point, definitely a flagship Cosmos blockchain and one of the strongest product market fits there are. Megavaults as a new product in their product suite, also strong product market fit with $24 million here. And also the referral campaign, we talked about it yesterday. In fact, we are currently ranked second here on their leaderboard. Humble Climb is, yeah, you can find a link in the video description, the top link, where you get huge discounts on your trading fees. So if you are a perps trader, then trade here using the referral link in the top of the video description, and you'll receive huge trading discounts. Much appreciated. It's also how you support the channel, how you support the Cito crew. And we have a lot of things cooking at the Cito Zone, massively ramping up our kind of media arm, our reach, our brand. We have multiple hosts now as well. We have Sepmos, who is entering the arena. Tang already entered the arena with multiple videos on X mainly, but also here on Twitter, on the Cito Zone YouTube account. We also have Winnie from the 60 team and also Serge from the 60 team. So in total, a Cito group, we are now 5 hosts, which is really cool. All kind of part of the team. And yeah, sharing the hottest and latest alpha and insights on the Cosmos ecosystem. And there's so much that is lined up. It's really crazy. Sepma sharing here news about Osmosis, which now that the on-chain purchase of BTC went through, we talked about it, which was also LP'd now on Osmosis itself to strengthen liquidity for BTC and USDC. At the same time, Osmosis also accrues value by arbitraging BTC pools every block thanks to Skip's ProRef module, which means that Osmosis accrues USDC, Atom, and now also BTC as revenue for the chain. And this is something that people are really sleeping on right now in terms of, all the improvements Osmosis has been implementing over the recent weeks and months. Most notably, obviously, their big focus on Bitcoin and, yeah, tokenomics refinements, kind of distribution of incentives as well between funding core development, stakers, LPs, and those kind of things. They did a lot of the hard work in the bear market and refinements, and I think this is not yet priced in. I said yesterday, dYdX might be the most mispriced cryptocurrency there is. Osmo is definitely also very, very high up there, right? And there's many more. Also Rune, in my opinion, severely undervalued. Yeah, Agoric BLD also undervalued. And there's just many, many more that are on that list. Maybe that's something for a separate video. Talking of Rune, we have JP Tor coming out saying that the Cosmos stack by far is the best to build on. Expressive state machine, wasm-based smart contract execution, connectivity, cron jobs via end, begin blockers was technical stuff, up to 250 validators, below 1 second block time possible, which we have seen in production by many chains, but I think the fastest one right now is Say Network. By the way, let me know if you want more Say Network content here. I think Say in itself is a huge, huge ecosystem. With we looked at the numbers yesterday in terms of USDC inflows. They are second after dYdX. They're second. So Say DeFi is on the rise. There's also an interesting Say meta in terms of meme coins with the Sane community. We talked about this as well, the Sane token. But yeah, maybe let me know if you want more Say content or more THORChain content, right? THORChain also very, very bullish on that. And yeah, instant finality. So Cosmos, and this is what I'm hearing since years, right? Obviously, price-wise, the ecosystem is kind of lagging behind. And has been lagging behind, led by Atom. Atom lagging behind massively, dropped out of the top 20, 30, 40, 50, now kind of trying to re-enter the top 15. Even though Atom is not representing Cosmos as an ecosystem, a lot of people still take Atom at as a representation thereof. So that's just what it is, and I'm aware of that. But I think also we had amazing coins, amazing plays, amazing airdrops over the years. So if you actually held self-custody, doubled down, staked, compounded, did all the airdrop stuff, then you shouldn't be in the worst position, right? And obviously there's always new things that pop up. NFTs like Bad Kids and Celestian Slots that have massively outperformed Atom, but also the rest of the market. So there's always something in Cosmos, and you always need to be at the pulse and always need to be aware of what's coming up next, but it was also kind of severely undervalued right now. And that's also why subscribing to the channel, to Cryptocito, because here we are sharing in real time what is cooking in Cosmos, and there's a lot cooking always at any given moment, right? THORChain being one of the prime examples. They have so much cooking. IBC is coming, their application layer is coming, the Rujira merge. Eventually also, so this is another thread of JP. If Rujira would become super successful, because Rujira is going to have its own token, right? The Ruji token. There might also be a merge between Ruji and Rune, right? In which Rune would become the main universal token for the THORChain ecosystem, right? Consolidate the chains and merge, right? The same is happening on Fetch AI, right? If you look in the AI vertical, there's so much cooking in the AI vertical as well. Anyways, Map of Zones, the best place if you want to have a full overview of the Cosmos ecosystem. It's already crossed 100 chains called zones, layer 1 sovereign blockchains. In fact, I think we're at around 120 right now. Map of Zones is visualizing 100 of them. The first one was the Cosmos Hub Atom, and the 100th was Nibiru chain. Nibiru, also one that launched in the depths of the bear market. The most active pairs in the past 30 days have been Osmosis and the Cosmos Hub. Noble and dYdX, highest volume pair transacting over $300 million over 30 days. Most of it dYdX demanding native USDC, right? This whole dYdX perps platform is centered around USDC, native noble USDC. And now with Megavols being live, I think this continues to increase the demand for that. This is how Map of Zones looks like, how the interchain looks like, and you can see the top chains in the inner circle. Say Network, we talked about it, Axelar as well, Celestia, Cosmos Hub, dYdX. Neutron, also one that I haven't talked about too much in recent days and weeks, simply also because the ecosystem is so huge. It's impossible to just cover everything, right, all the time. But maybe let me know if you want an update on Neutron as well. We talked a lot about Noble, we talked a lot about dYdX, Celestia as well. Shared some updates on Secret as well, also with Shade Protocol. They also announced Shade X that is coming very soon. Injective is also here, Jackal is here for storage and deepen. Mantra, obviously we talked a lot about this, and Stargaze, Saga, you name it. So much is happening. A new contender that is joining that visualization is Namada, coming very, very soon. And they actually have a phased rollout. Now we also know a lot more. I talked about how the NAM token is 100% unlocked for investors, the airdrop, and just everyone. 100% unlocked from day one. But the way they're kind of mitigating or prolonging a little bit the kind of instant dump potential here or risk is by slowly rolling out features such as IBC, right? So this is a phased rollout, and we're literally days away. block party is going to be the first one. This is where the Genesis first block is happening. This is also where they're enabling proof of stake. So I guess the kind of first incentive that they want to give is for all these tokens to be immediately staked, right? To be staked so that they would not enter basically like circulation or be used to kind of sold and dumped on the open market right away, because there's going to be super thin liquidity. Second one is staking party. Proof of stake rewards enabled, which means, you know, you get probably huge APR. Public goods funding enabled. Third, IBC asset transfer enabled and IBC asset shielding enabled. So this is when their core features of their privacy layer go live. Then shielding rewards party. Shielding rewards enabled. So I guess this is when you also are incentivized to use your NAM on Namada itself. So first, you're incentivized to stake them and then to shield them or to provide liquidity there or whatnot. I don't know exactly how that works. The fifth one would then be the NAM party, and this is where your NAM tokens become transferable. All key protocols functions are now live. We don't know exactly how long each phase takes, how long it will take to go to the next phase. But it looks like a couple of weeks, at least like 1 or 2 weeks. So we're probably talking like, I don't know, now it's late November. I would not be surprised if, you know, if Mainnet was tomorrow, that NAM tokens would not be transferable for at least a month. So just be prepared for that. And that's also like healthy, right? This is kind of much needed because in the beginning, you want to make sure that the chain runs stable, runs smooth, is secure, the product works, everything works. You build up liquidity of the NAM token, you get exchange listings done maybe, and then you have the kind of NAM airdrop for those that actually are just waiting to eagerly sell. I will probably just stake my entire stack right away, probably keep 10 or 20% liquid, but yeah, I'll stake the vast majority of it just as soon as possible to also get the maximum APY in the very beginning. But yeah, and we'll also be there with Cryptocito, of course, in the Genesis. So you can also delegate to us if you also just want to stake and forget, right? Because timing this and then missing out on the staking APR and then waiting and then maybe the price is already down because someone else front ran you. I think it's just like a lot of headache and like a lot of back and forth. But obviously, if you're in for that, then yeah, that might be your game plan as well. Drop.money, liquid staking provider on Neutron, backed by the Lido Alliance. So this is Lido on Cosmos that secretly launched over the past couple of months. If you're not an avid cosmonaut, then you're probably not aware that this actually happened. Teasing or flirting with Sloth here on Twitter. So might indicate that there's an airdrop in the works for Celestian Sloth holders. I would not be mad about it now that I got my third Sloth that I bought like a week or two ago. Bad Kids also teasing a snapshot. We'll be taking a snapshot of Bad Kids holders and our DAO stakers. Hint soon, very soon. If you're Bad Kids holders, then you might be eligible for that snapshot. And also there's a new mint, finishing it off with the auction for the Ghosty gift that has now started by Sad Story 1984, who is the artist behind After the Filter and also the Celestian Sloth Society, who also was on a panel at Cosmoverse. The mega NFT panel at Cosmoverse was really cool to meet him as well. And yeah, this is now being auctioned off. So if you want to participate in that, check out Stargaze and participate in the auction. Anyways, that's all for today. Happy Bitcoin all-time high yet again. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, Bitcoin already smashed through 100K. And yeah, that's all about that. I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, stay safe and be good.